Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-bum. I got him, you got him, we got him. Comic issues, yeah!
Hello, everyone. Guess what day it is? That's right, it's Wednesday, Comic Issue Day. Welcome to episode 11. I hope this one is a fun one. We've had two kind of bummy ones in a row. One because of me, one because of you. And I'd just like to remind everybody, this is the channel where I collect them and you select them. You just, down in the comments, you pick what box and number that you want. And the next week we'll draw and spin the wheel and see what it comes up with. So anyways, I want to talk about the back wall. I'm going to stop doing this with the comics because I've noticed the way I'm hanging them, it's just giving support to the bags and boards, and I buy thick bags and boards, so the bags have the comics kind of extend out beyond and start to bend. So I can't keep them hanging up here, and it just gets kind of cumbersome to keep taking them down after every show. So this will be the last time. I just wanted to showcase a couple things that I got. I'm just going to start hanging art back here. Let's try to fill up this wall and make it look cool. So first of all, we have a Brian Level original art for, I guess you can see who it is. It's Michael Myers. Had that done at Comic-Con. And then I have John Cena, custom autographed. It's a holograph. You can't hologram or however you say that, holograph or hologram, and it's hustle, loyalty, and respect. C Nation, you see me. And it's got COA on the back. It's good to go. $10. Got this iconic image here of the Green Lantern with all of his rings. This is not the original one. This is I have the original one, but this is the homage to it. This one's kind of important right now because it's the one being thrown around where it's supposed to be looking like Tom Brady with all of his Super Bowl rings. So it's kind of cool. Have Razor number 7. Nothing interesting about that besides it's signed by Everett Heartzos. I collect everything Razor. I don't know why. It's a bad comic. It looks bad. But it's just from the 90s, and it kind of has that cool look to it, even though it's bad art. The stories are bad too. I wouldn't look at it. Then you got Miracle Man number 9. Get this. Last week I said, or not last week, maybe it was last week, I don't know. I said, Savage Dragon, who puts a woman giving birth on the cover. Obviously, Miracle Man number 9 does too. 2 times I've found it. It's crazy. But this one, parental advisory, don't look inside. You know where babies come from. They show it all. The Mighty Mites. This looks like Bat-Mite. Inside the cover, you'll see there's a bunch of little superheroes in there, but this one focuses on, it's not Bat-Mite. It's actually by Chill Out, It's Miller Time Publishing. I don't know how they got away with that. I don't know if they came up with Bat-Mite before Batman or DC. But then we got the Demon. Just got a bunch of little cherubs around it. I thought it looked pretty cool. My wife got me this super sweet old school pinball game, Ninja Turtles. 1989. So right about the time that Ninja Turtles, the first cartoon and action figures came out. Maybe I'll show sometime some of my my sweet original action figures and my Technodrome and stuff like that in the background. We'll see. Got Fear Itself, Hulk versus Dracula. It's number 2. I need to get number 1 and number 3 because that looks like a cool series. And then I have Get Craven here. This is number 1. I don't know if this is going to be worth anything or not, but I don't know if you guys even know that Marvel's in talks with Keanu Reeves to play Craven. So maybe if he does that and they start making his own movie, like they're talking about, maybe that'll go up or something. Then I have this Chadwick Boseman tribute done by Todd McFarlane for Spawn 311. It's really cool looking. I also have, see which way is better. Can't hardly see it. Justice League of America 59, and it's the old picture of Daffy Duck and why can't I think of that rabbit's name? I don't know. Can't remember his name. But it's got Martian Manhunter, the Blue Beetle. Don't know who that is in the yellow. It's some chick. And then you got Metamorpho. You know, when you get on camera, you just forget everything. But that's about it. So let's get into the wheel. Let's pop it up here. Let's mix them up and spin it. Here we go. F14. F14. I'd like to thank Mr. Body Massage for submitting the sound for the wheel. We'll be using that going forward. It's going to be pretty sweet. Let's get that comic out and see what it is. Bugs Bunny. How the hell can I forget that? I don't know. Anyways, here's the comic. Let's get it out. See what it is. Ooh. This is a series I didn't really get into. I bought a whole lot of them because it looked very interesting. But we'll give it another try. I got really lost, though. I'll tell you now. So it's going to be a tough one to get into this one. And see where we're at. This is East of West, number 10. I have, like, most of these. So, but I know it's a very difficult read. And I think what I want to do next episode is try to, since I took so much time on this, I'm going to try to teach you guys that are not comic readers how to go about reading the panels, what orders. I know it can be probably confusing. I know if my wife wanted to dip her toes into comics, but she couldn't do it because she couldn't understand how to read the panels. So maybe we can go through that next video. Something to look forward to. We'll be back after we read this. All right, guys, we're back. This is going to be a tough one. Let's try to get through it. It was a great comic. I don't really recall why I didn't like this series. I think it was just way too much information in each comic, which is crazy because this thing is complete, but it's 45 issues long, but there's just a lot of dialogue. There's a lot going on, and it was kind of like I couldn't figure out the time frame or what was going on in it in the first couple issues. So I think that's why I put it down. But anyways, it's by Jonathan Hickman. He's done Fantastic Four and Manhattan Project. If you haven't read Manhattan Project, that's a great one too. Nick Dragotta is the artist, and he has done Marvel Zombies Return, Batman Black and White, Fantastic Four stuff. He's done some stuff. So anyways, this comic starts out, and you got this guy's hunched over. He's white. He's like a really white ghost-looking cowboy, and he's kind of screaming. And I guess he just got his eye plucked out. And it goes on to show that there's this being, like in the middle of this platform on the ground, and there's just chains coming, 4 ways, just chaining this being up. And I guess it plucked his eyeball out, and because in a couple frames later you see that it took his eyeball and put it inside of its own eyeball socket, and then it's just got like these nasty tentacles just coming out of the other one. So I guess there was this trade going on where they made a deal where this cowboy guy was trading him his eyeball for some information about his son. I guess somebody's taken his son, so he's trying to find him. And it turns out this guy is Death, the Horseman Death. So that's kind of intriguing, like what's going on here. So then he gives him this information after them battling it out, like verbally, like I just want the information, but this guy this being just kind of says stuff weird, and pretty much just tells him that he's looking for a grave. So the guy's like, I know he's not dead, but the being's like, no, it's he's not in the grave, but the guy you're looking for information about your son is at the grave. So then it pans out, and they're at this desert, and it is like the land of the dead or something like that, dead country or something. So it pans out, and now our Western guy has our cowboy has some friends with him. He's got this sweet looking kind of shadowy chick and this really white Indian guy. The shadowy chick kind of puts me in mind of Neville from Crocodile Dundee. I don't know if you has ever seen that, but you know, the Aboriginal where he's dancing and he paints Mick up with mud and stuff. It's kind of cool. That scene's pretty cool, but that's what she puts me in. I don't know if it's a she or not. I think it's a she. Puts me in mind of. So, you know, they're complaining about, they just start complaining about, oh, well, we're looking for Cheveo, and that happens to be this Wolf guy. I think his name is actually Wolf, and her name is Crow. His dad. So this is his land. So they're kind of just pussyfooting around like, oh man, we shouldn't be doing this, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, Death, he's just, you know, whatever. I've got a job to do. I need to find my son. Let's go do it with or without you. And you see this, like when they're complaining, you just see this blam. And he shoots this, he shoots the crow lady, and she just erupts into these crows. And he's like, you know, you either pick up your end of the bargain or I'll go without you and you guys can just be pansies or whatever. So then it zooms out, and we're now taken to another place. And this is the lair of the beast, it says. It looks like a big dam, kind of in the forest. And in here there's this kid just with a helmet on, sitting in the middle with all these wires and stuff attached to him, and then there's this little ball robot thing. And it's kind of attached to him, and he's asking him these weird questions about being an assassin and the quickest way to kill people and things like that. And then it pans out, and then up above there's these three observers. I don't know who these people are, but they're kind of talking amongst themselves, saying he's like, you know, we need more proof that he is the beast. And they start just, you know, having a little chit chat and stuff. And then they walk off, and then it pans back down to the little robot and the kid. And apparently the robot's like, you know, end this playtime or whatever. So there was just all a show. They were they're in cahoots together, the kid and the robot, and they're talking about, you know, run me diagnostics or whatever of how long I'm going to have to survive based on you know, them finding out that we're working together or whatever. And he says, you don't have that long, maybe a month. So the kid asked the robot to give him everything about upload all the information into him about current affairs and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on here, but so that's what happens. So now it zooms back into our three, I guess, the heroes of this story, and they are now in the Sea of Bones, and this is like the prime spot where Cheveo is the most powerful. So his son Wolf is kind of really now like, you know, this is where things can get dirty. So it also shows, you know, him sitting on a mound, and they see Cheveo there, but Death's not scared. He just walks up and tells him what, you know, where's my son at? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you that. The boy is the beast. He is against the message. I guess the message is like, I guess, I don't know, for better use, the word of God or whatever. And I guess the beast is kind of like, you know, the Damien or something. I don't know. So he doesn't want to give it up. So Death's like, okay, well, we got to do this the hard way. And he pulls out his gun, and before anything had happened, there's this big, huge explosion. and Cheveo's gone, but he starts turning into this big monster and stuff. And I can't pronounce the name that they give him, but Crow like vocally says, "Hey, she knows what this form is, and she knows how to defeat it." And she's like, "It's your horns. I know it's your horns." So Death pulls out his gun and he's about to start shooting him, but she flies over as a crow and points his gun up in the air, and he shoots a piece of the horn off. And as this piece of the horn is falling, in flies in Wolf, and he takes the piece of horn and he's like, "I'm sorry, Dad," but he jams it in the chest, like the collarbone of this monster, and rips it just from all the way down to the pelvic area. He's just flayed open, and it all falls to the ground. And then it's his dad is inside of this monster. So Wolf goes over and he's kind of apologizing to him. Just tell us where the boy's at. And his dad has like a little flashback of telling him how, pretty much rubbing in his face that he doesn't think he's the good one, that there's a chosen one and a not chosen one. I guess there was two boys. He had a brother or something in the past, and I guess Wolf's like the black sheep. He left the family. And so the Death walks up to him and he's like, I can have mercy on you, but just know that you call this dead country, and dead country is my country. So he pulls out his gun and he's getting ready to shoot him, but he says he's going to have mercy. So the guy starts talking to him. He starts giving him information. He's like, your son is, he's at this place called the Beast, the Lair of the Beast that we've made in this big hole down in the middle of nowhere. So it turns out that boy we seen is Death's boy. So that wraps that up. And so right when he's about to tell him where the Lair of the Beast is, you just see this big explosion and this spiraling smoke going through Cheveo. And you're like, what the heck happened? Did he just turn into something else and get away? And then the tree comes back in the middle of the desert, and he's gone. And it keeps zooming out and zooming out and zooming out and zooming out until it's super far away. And then the last panel is just this big guy where he's got this sniper rifle, and I guess he shot him from so far away to keep him from talking. So will I read the rest of this? I'm not sure, but this was a good one. I like this one. It's a nice change of pace. Good pick. I guess that's it for this one. Remember to comment for the next video, and we'll see what we can do. See you guys. Be good to yourselves.